I saw a lot of female mentors and females in that. There's a lot of females in that space. My very first store manager, Miss Fitzgerald, was a 5-inch heel wearing, chain smoking, potty mouth store manager, and she was probably the best thing I could have ever had coming out of college. I mean, she was just intimidating and like all get out. But I mean, she was a force to be reckoned with. When she was on the floor, as we would call it, not in her office, you knew. Like you could hear her coming a mile away. With her 5-inch heels on, she was close to 6 foot tall or taller, and short black hair, and she was a presence. She never got a college degree. She worked her way up. And I think there were 8 stores at the time, so 7 in Kansas City and the one in Topeka that I was working in. And she was the only woman store manager, in the Jones Store Company, and one of very few women within the mercantile group. So the mercantile family was privately owned, had stores in other parts of the country. And so she started out as a sales associate. She worked her way up. She didn't have a college degree. She learned everything like on the job training, I called it. It was always intimidating. The mercantile family would come and visit X number of times a year. And that was an all hands on deck, 24 hours in the store, cleaning and buffing and doing and folding and fluffing and all of those things. But she never seemed ruffled. And I thought, you're in a room. We had a secret locked room. Every store did, that was part of the mercantile group, where we kept all of the numbers on the big board, if you will, like a big wipe off board, and all the numbers were there. But it was a locked room, and we held our executive meetings in there. Every store did. But when the executives came, we spent all of our time mostly talking to them in that room. And then in corporate headquarters, they also had a locked room that had all of the numbers on it, but also had every single manager in the company ranked in a pyramid. And so when I went to corporate, we got to go to corporate twice a year to do training, and they would take you into the secret room. They wouldn't show you everything. They wouldn't show you where you're ranked or things like that, but you knew you were being ranked. And so I thought, how confident she had to be in a situation like that. And, honestly, she never left the Topeka store. She never got promoted to a Kansas City store. And I don't think she really wanted to, in fairness. I think she built her life in Topeka and she really liked that. But she was tough as nails, but she was also very compassionate. I always felt like I could walk, she was intimidating, but not unapproachable. So I guess the intimidating part really came from just the respect that you would have for her. So there was a high amount of respect, but her door was always open and you were always welcome. And she was, she pushed you to be better. Like she made you better. And I think from that point forward, I always looked for people to work for that I thought would make me better.